Hello YouTube and welcome to another edition of the Gravestone Pros here at North Country Memorials. So glad that you've joined us today. It is going to be a good video. We have the honor and the privilege once again of working on a stone for a friend, and it is not an honor and privilege that we would like to do too often, but when it is needed, it really is nice to be trusted by people that know you the most, and to be able to do their stone definitely feels like an honor. So today we're going to work on that. It's going to be a good video, so please come along.
Okay, today I'm working on memorial of a dear friend. A lot of memories come up when you're doing that. Homemade ice cream, hanging out with the crazy family, and having some good times together. Paul and Colette Cross. Paul passed away this past December, and so this is their memorial. And so it's while you're working on it, you have a lot of memories that come up. And it is a privilege to get to work on someone that you know, and So the memories are there, and we'll bring you along on that journey today.
Just going to do a little voiceover as Dad is working here on Paul's stone. And the first thing we have to do is put that stencil on, which we kind of missed that part, and then we got to see him kind of put it in the blast booth and remove a good portion of the polish that was on there. Now this right here that he's doing is called glue or stencil filler, and that is just going to help the stencil stick back into the stone, because we take it out, take the polish off, and then as you can see here, he is going and putting the stencil back in. When you're fitting it back in, you really want to make sure you get it back in straight. Otherwise, you will have lines that will just be wider on one side and thinner on the other, and it just doesn't look right. So you kind of have to be careful to match it back in. I know some guys really don't like to do, you can see the little yellow ring around, because we peel the line all the way around. Some guys don't like to do that. They like to put it back in with no line there. It probably gives a little less tolerance, which might be a good thing, but I find it's just a pain. Now right here, Dad's taking chalk, putting it on his hand, and then rubbing that on the stone. That kind of dirties up those letters and makes those cut lines much easier to see. So that is a little trick. If you're trying to peel and you're having a hard time seeing where the cut lines are, that is one way to make it a little easier. So this part that he's doing right here is called weeding. I also call it peeling sometimes. It is one of my favorite parts of the process. It's once you get that stencil back in and back on, you go ahead and peel out all the spots that you want lettered and that you want to stand out. And so I really enjoy that part of the process quite a lot. You get to see a big transformation from kind of the blank looking stencil to, hey, this is what the stone's going to look like. Once everything is weeded, you have to double check and make sure that you've got all the correct stuff. So you have to look at the contract and double check that it's all ready to go. Now Dad is moving around here into the booth, and then we get to see the blaster start going here. This part I always find a little hard to capture. Basically, once it's all ready to go, it's all masked off, it's all been set up. There you can see he's checking his measurement, making sure he's got the right distance. But once you got it all set up, you go over it with compressed air and sand. And the sand will start to eat into the stone. And anywhere where the rubber is, that sand hits, it just bounces back off. So it is, yeah, it's very neat how the hard area gets eaten into, the soft area just reflects it back. I think there's a good life lesson in there. Anyways, we won't see the whole thing going all the way down, but you kind of get the process. It just goes back and forth, and it's going to have to do several passes over the stone, but we're just going to see a little bit of this first pass, because once it's all dark, it's kind of hard to see what's happening. Someday I would like to get a camera set up and get it zoomed in real good so you could see like one letter kind of being blasted in. So this right here, Dad has put a covering over the rings after he blasted that out, because there's some smaller spots, and so he puts this little piece in there, and that helps him to be able to continue blasting the other stuff that needs to go deeper without going too deep on the little things. If you go too deep on the little things, you will end up blowing out the middles of A's or 8's or P's. Is very, very easy to do when you got small letters. So that's what he was protecting there. Then he went back in, blasted the rest, peeled these crosses. We're going into the blasting, or the bluing booth, I mean. And this is blasting again with a light powder. Actually, the dust that we recollect. And that will darken the inside of all those letters and where he peeled those crosses off. And naturally will darken those as well. Now we get on to the cleaning process. Often I get questions, how do we clean them? Our process here is, you can see Dad's spraying something on. That's actually mineral spirits. We've used different things through the years, but mineral spirits always seems to work very, very good. So you just scrub it, and then he's going to rinse it off with water. Some guys use Dawn dish detergent as well to do that. And yeah, it's a great way to do that. I wanted to mention on here, I worked with Colette to do this, and that born again to a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ, 1 Peter 1:3. It's actually only part of the verse, but she wanted to kind of capture the heart of that without having too much going on the stone. But you know, it boils down their belief and their faith, and my belief as well. You know, we are born again through Christ, and it's through his resurrection. He was born, and he died, and he rose again, and that is so important. And you know, I don't preach a whole lot on the channel here, but I thought this was a good time just to say, hey, you know, you do not know how long you have. You don't know how long you're going to be. Paul and his wife were out to dinner, and a little dinner date, and neither of them would have had any clue that that was going to be Paul's last day on earth. And so I just want to encourage you, if you're not sure where you're going and you want to know, you can know. Jesus has died and rose again for you to have eternal life. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed getting to see us working on Paul and Colette's stone. It certainly is an honor to be able to do that. Now, this week has been really neat. I've been watching the YouTube channel, and the numbers just keep going up, which is really kind of neat. We went from hitting that 2,000 mark, and we just skyrocketed up and made it past 2,100 so fast. I was really surprised. So if you guys are enjoying this content, you want to help the channel grow, please do go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to do, and it means a lot to us here, so really appreciate that. Guys, I hope you found this video educational. Hopefully it was entertaining, and I really appreciate you watching. We will see you all next time.